Yes, 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 yes. 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 My name is Nicholas Tanek, and this is YKF, your kinky friends. Your kinky friends. It's a podcast about kinky people, the BDSM lifestyle, the kink culture. It's about culture. Don't judge. Please, please, please don't judge. This is a culture. It's a culture about people connecting. We're law-abiding citizens. We pay taxes. We're good people. We're decent people. We just do things a different way. And there's a lot of us, and it's beautiful. These are beautiful powers. Please do not judge, ladies and gentlemen. We have a show for you tonight. I'm back. Oh, I've been going through some very personal things, but I'm back. Meaning life is to continue, and we have Jade Desires. Oh, we're going to continue, and then we're going to get denied. Yes. Be prepared for tease, and denial. This is your kinky friends. I love this woman so much. From the oh my god, from the long time ago, right? Long time ago. Almost from the beginning of YKF, Jade Desires has been here teasing us and denying us the whole time. Well, she hasn't been denying me. She's been coming on the show. So I'm special and cuckolding you tonight, which is great. All right. Jade Desires is back. Oh my God. Jade Desires is back. Please, everybody, we need money. Patreon.com, y/YKF. Best way, Cash App. Send it directly to me. YKF, all caps, Tanek, lowercase. Also go to yourkinkyfriends.com and get 15% off all inventory at Locked in Lust with offer code YKF. Lock it up so Jade can tease you and deny you. Great. So Jade, you're back. You're back, Jade. And I'm so thankful you are. I've been through a lot. Please tell us, what's inspiring you these days?
Goodness. Well, life is inspiring me. I am so incredibly lucky and so incredibly blessed. I have to say that I just celebrated my birthday month. And yes,
Happy birthday.
January is my birthday month. And I love that I've conditioned people to saying it's my birthday month, which makes me so happy. I celebrate all month long, and it is typically quite an event all month long. This year, I had a little bit of a couple roller coaster moments where I started with my month a little bit sick and ended it a little bit sick, which was, kind of taking a little bit of the wind out of it. But besides that, I have so many amazing people in my life and so many amazing like pets and toys, and I really can't complain. I mean, and I know you. So
Oh,
and I appreciate you inviting me back on.
thank you. Thank you very much. You're talking about friends, right? You're talking about friends. Well, let's talk about friends. Oh, you brought a friend to the show. Holy moly. You
You
too.
are
Wait a minute.
welcome.
Wait, last year. Oh God, it was a year ago. You two came on the show. You blew it away. So it was February last year, and I gotta admit, I gotta say, with after all the analytics on Spotify, that's the highest episode of the year. Jay Desires, Eustasia, February 2025. It's a great episode. It's very fun. Highly recommend everybody go watch it. All right, we got some questions. Before we get to my questions, let's just go to the questions so I don't forget. Okay, so we have the Growl Pod, Lady Lioness of the Growl Pod, my co-host from my other show that we have. Check out the Growl. It's about people with the crave, that hunger, or people are doing something in the kink community, not just sitting there gooning. People are doing something, taking active. Lady Lioness says, "Hello, Mistress Jade. The Lady Lioness here from the Growl Podcast. So excited for your interview with YKF. I have a couple questions I'd like Nick to ask you on my behalf. While perving your website and socials, I got a primal vibe from the way you look at the camera. Very hot. All right, I gotta say it better. Very hot. As a primal predator myself, that's her. The playful torture is an aphrodisiac to me. Would you agree?"
1,000%. First of all, I have to say, Nicholas, that growl in your voice as you're saying it. See, even that gets me. I feel like, the primal players are true sensualists because that's kind of where things start. It's that amygdala, it's that like drive to bite and gnaw and overtake in some way. And it is so incredibly hot. And when you get that response from someone, when their eyes dilate, like that in and of itself, oof, that's a huge rush for me. So,
Yes.
1,000% Lady Lioness. And what a name.
Oh, yes. Oh, you should check out you should be on the show. Oh my God, both of you together too. Also, all right. She continues. When you're engaging in femme on femme, tease and denial, does the dynamic shift in terms of emotional intensity or erotic tension? And is there something unique about the kind of play with another woman?
Yes. Sorry, men. I really, really love women.
Oh my
And I will
God.
say, can you blame me?
No, you cannot. I cannot.
The curves, the noises, everything. So,
Everything.
oh God, yes, women are so alluring
Oh,
and mysterious. We women, there's so much that women hide. And
mhm.
to, bring it out in a woman, especially something that is like real pleasure, because so many women are taught to engage as a people pleaser. And to find a spot with a woman where they let go completely and they are completely selfish in that desire and that lust in that like primal place is just so sweet in so many ways, but it's harder to get there, and so it's more of a challenge, and at the end, when you get that, like, them just going into subspace or that just pure pleasure is something that you won't I don't know, you won't get anywhere else,
Mm,
and I love that with women,
yes.
and, like, I have somebody who recently, challenged me to wear them out, both orgasm and impact-wise, and I can tell you that it is entirely different
Right?
than with men because, I
Yeah.
mean, how many orgasms can she have? I don't know. We're gonna
Huh.
see. I'll
Yes.
lose count.
It's a beautiful mystery. We're
Mhm.
gonna solve it. We gotta solve it, Jade. It's great. And also, I mean, there is like the old like women can have babies, men cannot. So therefore, women can take pain in a whole different level
Mhm.
than and plus women have to deal with men through the entire course of existence. Yeah, they can put up with pain. Holy shit. Man, just be cool and be kind, can you? All right. All right. Enough of that. You're an alchemist. You're an alchemist of sensation, Jade. Jade Desires, the alchemist of sensation. Now, you often describe yourself as the alchemist of sensation.
Yes.
Right? Now, if you could bottle one specific feeling or headspace, what would it be and what would you name it?
Oh, wow, that second question caught me off guard. Um, the headspace would be God, I think I wrote this down somewhere. I'm gonna look quickly at my notes. Um, it's a feeling of safety and the ability to completely let go.
Hmm.
Um, that's really hard to get to for a lot of people,
Yeah.
because, when you're playing with somebody, it's very, very hard to just be completely yourself and not think about how they're perceiving it in some way, and so when I am able to get someone to a space where they feel safe enough to truly, like, just enter that space of not caring, not knowing where they're going, but they're in for the ride. And they get there, that is such an amazing place, and that's where I really want people to get to, because it's such a unique space in this lifetime, to truly let go and to feel completely safe to be there for
It's a
whatever
beauty.
time.
The trust and the connection to make that space happen is absolutely beautiful. It's priceless. But all of the elements have to be together. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
they really
Um,
do.
if you could bottle that feeling, right? What would
Mm, God. This is gonna throw me for a moment. Um, I'd probably call it like Elysium or something really ridiculous like that.
That's a
Because of
solid
my
idea.
nerdiness, like just that complete heavenly space where you're nurtured and seen and understood, and you have that very embodied feeling of being embodied but weightless at the same time.
Heavenly space. That's not a bad name for it either. And
Uh,
plus, you'll get the religious dollars. Yeah. It's like, oh, this is a god set fragrance, and then they'll just start fucking, and they'll be like, yes, it's very godly. And they're like, yeah. All right, you're a sensualist. I'm a sensualist too, and talking with you, the more I talk with you, the more I kind of feel the world more. You know what I mean? Because when you meet a sensualist, you start thinking about the other senses that you have, and all the times that you had very sensual times, very memories, and then you want to make new sensual memories, right? So, what's a recent sensory experience that you had that either in a session or your personal life, whatever, that really surprised you or inspired you the most these days?
so I often talk to people about mindfulness, and to me, a lot of sensation play is really about directing people's attention to senses that we let go of because we're always constantly being bombarded by messages, our phones, advertisements, things like that. We're always going from one business thing to the next or life things in general. And so to stop and actually, like, really appreciate a moment is such a unique thing these days, and I'll say that's even for myself. And so one of the things that I've recently been doing is meditating before bed because
Mm,
it's great for your sleep, and I'm gonna tell you, everybody, get better sleep. It's so important. Uh, and it has really, really allowed me to feel my body in ways that I haven't in a long time. And last night I was meditating and I could feel my pulse in almost every part of my body, and it was really wild. Um, and I love that. And I love that I'm that embodied, and that in touch with my body that I can feel that. It
mhm.
feels like a superpower.
I haven't this whole my whole life, right? I've been trying to kind of feel that connection. I really tried to meditate. I tried to open my chakras and to become one with the universe and all that stuff. And honestly, it wasn't been since I was like faced with death through the liver transplant.
Mhm.
And I was faced with death before then. I used to be a drug addict. I used to just smoke angel dust and go surfing in hurricanes. So
Wow.
it's like, yeah, like I was all faced with death, but it wasn't until the transplant, then it really weighed in on me, the power of now, and the
Mhm.
power of sensing the feeling of now, you know? Let's ask some questions in the chat. This is before we even got them here. I know some of these answers, but I have to be fair, Jade. I have to be fair to everybody. Okay. What are some thoughts about chastity? And what's the longest you've kept someone locked? Says Samarak Dash.
Well, I love chastity. To me, chastity is one of those things that a lot of people want it to be an embodied experience, chastity cages, things like that. I love it. That is one of the things that I adore the, physical chastity, but my personal favorite is mental chastity because I wanna know and I wanna be able to trust that you can just not touch yourself for me. Like, I'm a very greedy and, I don't know, direct bitch in a lot of ways where I
Uh,
want I wanna know the crazy things you'll do for me without there being a physical boundary between you and your body, because to me, that mental
mm,
chastity is so much more powerful. You know, you might go and try to touch yourself and then, "Oh god, I can't," and then I recondition you to the way that I want you to think, and that's hot. I don't want there to be something in between that I have to, do work with. I'm also really lazy. Like, do the work for me.
all right, he's got another question. And this is a good question. This is a solid question.
Just
Smarak Dash asks, "What are the ideal characteristics of a sub for you?"
To me, an ideal characteristic or multiple ones are, I want you to be thoughtful. I want you to be compassionate. I want you to be kind. I want you to be open-minded. And I want you to be willing to be molded in some way. If you're truly interested in being submissive, I expect you to want to please me.
Mm.
It's not about you, it's about me, and a large majority of people tend to be like the kind of subs that are about their pleasure, not mine. And so to me, submission is truly about you submitting to my pleasure, whatever that looks like. It is not about your boner. It is not about your needs getting met. It's about my needs and you tailoring your needs to mine.
Do you hear that, everybody? It's not about your boner. It's not.
Your boner.
All right, kinky reminders. I want to keep it a fun, positive show because you and I are positive people. Every time we get together, it's a good time. So this is a new thing. I'm testing it out. Kinky reminders. Right.
Mhm.
What is recently these days a small everyday trigger, for lack of a better word? Let's say reminder, a small everyday reminder that reminds you why you fell in love with the lifestyle.
God, my interactions with my toys and pets every day, they're so incredibly again, they fall into all the characteristics that I just mentioned. They're so thoughtful, kind, compassionate, willing to learn, willing to, be open to my crazy things that I wanna do to them. And some of them are wild and stupid, and they're willing to play with me. And that, true heart of wanting to play and be open to playing and not just filling a fantasy is one of those reminders that, we're all just like kids on the inside. We might want a little bit more erotic license, but we just wanna play and explore different parts of our personalities and desires.
No,
No.
no, saying no. Jade, you're famous for being the alchemist of sensation, turning the smallest touch or whisper into something that makes someone beg for you without even saying a word. So, can you walk us through the most devious, slow burn way you've recently used something completely mundane? That your slow burn that you kind of did this like an ice, a feather, silk, etc., something like that.
So, I'm gonna say it's my teeth, which might be something separate from
Oh no, that counts. That's a totally acceptable answer. Thank you very much. I truly appreciate it. Let's expand on that.
I, so I love to bite. I love to lick. I love to
Nice.
nibble. For me, it is and nipples, God, nipples. They are just one of my favorite things. I truly appreciate how much especially men's nipples don't get touched nearly enough. And so
That's a quote.
For me, it's a slow burn of like, I could spend an hour on someone's nipples easily. Someone else might
Biting their nipples.
biting, licking, teasing with my nose, my lips, this and that. It is about like, I've been told that I could entertain myself in a
Ugh.
padded room for a very long time. Now, if I'm given someone's body parts to play with, I could easily do that for hours on end because I truly love exploring. And for example, a nipple is such a beautiful thing to explore. And if you're approaching it from a scientific perspective, you know, you nose it a little bit, you breathe on it, you bring someone's attention to how close your lips are, then you might lightly lick. I remind people how their nipples remind me of my girlfriend's clits. And then I go into how I might go down on one of my girlfriends versus another. And that slow burn of like a tease, and it's not just physical, but it's verbal. And it's such a sweet way to get someone like really, really going. And It never gets old for me. I will say that it never gets old. I can do it 1,000 different ways and many hours, and it will never get old for me.
I think they should sample your voice saying this and put it to a beat, put it to like a sexy beat, and just says, "Your nipples remind me of my girlfriend's clit. Your nipples remind me of my girlfriend's clit." Like it like it's like a puzzle that you got to figure. It's great. All right, books. I love books. Psychology books are a big part of your life outside the sex, right? Has any recent read or reread unexpectedly changed the way you approach power exchange, tease, or helping someone discover this like kind of new layer of desire?
Um, yes. The short answer. I feel like any psychology book will really, apply to any kinky exchange. One of my favorite ones is Ego is the Enemy, and it's a wonderful book by Ryan Holiday
Mm,
about how our egos show up in the world and how we have a perspective that a lot of like people who say folks are egotistical or narcissists, they're not. They can be the same thing, but most of the time they're not. And it's really interesting noting when people's egos get in the way of them even just playing.
mm,
And
yeah.
that's because, you get, well, I'm worried about what this person thinks of me.
Mhm.
And, that's your ego talking. And
Have
I'm
you seen as an example? I'm trying to think of examples for the places like in a dungeon or a scene where someone's ego became their downfall and they kind of ruined the scene.
Mhm,
Is there any,
absolutely.
is there like an example you could tell us about that so we don't do the same thing?
God, I mean, you see it a lot with tops in dungeons
Yeah.
because they're performing for the folks who are watching them. They're not actually playing with the person they're supposed to be playing.
Yeah. I see. You're right. Totally.
Yeah,
They're like looking at the audience like, watch
and I
me.
get it. It's hard to say no to your ego, but
Yeah.
once you do, and that's even for bottoms, because bottoms, like, if you're in a play space, it's really hard to let go sometimes and let go of, like, how your body looks, how, you might be responding because it looks different than what you are typically told that it's supposed to look like, and it gets in the way of you actually enjoying yourself in this really depthful way. So I think, like, Ego is the Enemy is a one, and then, there's one by I actually just have it right here, Uniquely Dominant by Ms. Rika, who is on FetLife. She's absolutely lovely, and I love the way that she writes and dials into a lot of 24/7 DS, that most people don't know about, because I think people have this idea of what 24/7 DS should look like
Mm.
versus what it actually is.
That's true. I would love to interview this person. If we can get her on the show, maybe you and I can interview her together.
I think she's a pretty private person from the exchanges we've had, but
Oh, okay.
you never know.
There's a shot. You never know. Everyone's got to sell. Authors got to sell books. Books have to be read. You know what I mean? So let
Exactly.
me ask you this with these psychology books, because I love books, and more and more, specifically doing this, the psychology of kink is fascinating to me.
Mm,
So when you're not in a session or doing something kinky, how do these books intersect with your kinky life?
all the time. I mean, it's basic human psychology. I read this one book called You Are Not So Smart. And I have to recommend it to everyone. It is a wonderful book on essentially all the different biases that we carry, the stories that we tell ourselves based on our own experiences, conditionings, things like that. It is really a fascinating book. But it applies so much to different people. If you're in a kink session, you can easily use some of these things to condition people.
Mm,
Let me give you a little confirmation bias, no problem.
please. Oh man. Okay. So all right, we have some other questions before we go. Before we get back to the other ones. Okay. Samrath Dash says, "What is the most humiliating thing you've done to a sub?"
God, that's so hard to answer because humiliation is such a nuanced thing.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, one of my favorite things is my new toilet paper gag.
What is that?
It's like a ball gag, but it has like a little toilet paper holder on it, so you can just make someone a toilet paper holder. And and so, like, tying someone up in the bathroom and having them kneel, like, completely sensory deprived and just waiting there for me to, use the restroom whenever I need to is such a lovely thing.
And they just love to hear that, don't you?
If
You're
they
giving them.
they're not allowed to, they're just completely sensory deprived.
Oh, they are. Oh, okay.
They're
Oh,
just a
yeah, I'm
toilet
sorry.
paper holder, that's all they get.
That's all you get. That's all you get. Uh, tease in denial. Tease in denial.
What a lovely segue.
Yes. Tease in denial. So it's funny because I say, oh, I'm going to interview Jade. Oh, yeah. What's her specialty? Tease in denial. Oh, yeah. I go, no. And I leave. Doesn't make any sense. It makes me laugh. It confuses them. Everybody wins. All right. So can you share how your approach to tease and denial has evolved since we last spoke? And it's only been a year, but still, a lot can happen in a year.
True, true. Um, I think if anything, my tease and denial has just gotten more deep, I suppose. There's more
How?
depth to it. You know, that's completely a mental thing. I think for me, it's really leaning into that, like letting go of my ego. And and that's like, well, I'm worried about how they're gonna think about me saying no. Well, I just don't think about that anymore. You know, to me, it's about the leaning into really it being a no for me because it gives me so much pleasure. And, without thinking necessarily about what they think about it, what they want from it. I do in some ways, of course, because, when you're playing with people, you want them to have a good time, but I also set expectations a little bit more clearly where I'm like, these things could happen. And if they do, you just deal with it. And we can talk about it if it's a problem. But, if it's not, it's bringing me such depthful pleasure, why would you mind?
Primal play is part of your repertoire. Yeah. Primal play. I love primal.
Mm.
When you walk, let's say, like you have a consensual scene set up or whatever like that, someone's there. They're waiting for you.
Mhm.
Walk in. You're hungry. You have a crave.
I'm always hungry.
What's the first body part you go after?
Oh, you know, I like to play with my food.
What does that mean?
I just
Okay.
really like to bite.
Yes.
It's completely dependent on the state of undress that somebody is in, but I really like to touch. I
Mhm.
Because to me, touch is such a communicative thing,
Is
and
there a certain part of the body that you go for first all the time?
generally speaking, the arm. Because I think a lot of people expect you to go directly towards something that's more intense, and I do like the slow burn. I
Yeah.
like someone really wanting me to touch them somewhere, and so that tease and denial, like, from the get-go is such a powerful thing, where I'm going to touch your arms, I might touch just above your chest, like, along your neckline, which again is a place that a lot of people don't get touched enough. And those spaces start to feel almost more intimate than the most intimate spaces because they don't get touched often. And then, as you go along and you say what you want to say, whisper what you want to whisper, and then come out of the blue and grab something
Mhm.
rather hard when someone isn't expecting it,
Oh, yes.
much more powerful,
Surprise,
experience.
surprise, surprise. Now, when it comes to primal play, um there are different elements of it, right? There's the hunt, right? There's the like raw physicality of it. It's like, come here.
Mhm.
Yeah. There's the hunt, the predator, the prey, the hunter. There's the animalistic. There's the vocalization of sounds,
Mhm.
growls. You know what I mean? There's instinct over the script, right? So the instinct has like there's not some long, huge narrative because it's like we're living in the now,
Mhm.
right? There's sensory primal behaviors. There's the chase, the hunting. Then there's the vulnerability. All these are elements of primal play. If you had to choose between what is most instinctive, what do you feel is the most instinctive element of primal play to you?
Hmm. Eh, well, I'd say it's the playing with my food. It really is that it's like the tease. It's like you don't know if the cat is actually going to bite or not. You only know that she's stalking you in some way,
Mhm.
and you don't mind the claws as long as they're light, and you don't mind, like, the brush of the lips because it's not that scary. It's that, like, point just before it becomes a little scary that I love.
Now, primal play, right? How has exploring primal play deepen your understanding of human desires? I mean, you also you read psychology or you study psychology, you know people, and all of a sudden you know desire. Your name is Jade Desires. It's in your name, right? So, but primal play specifically, how has primal play deepened your understanding of the human?
I honestly, I feel like primal play is one of those things that we so rarely get a chance to explore. It is that deep, instinctive play that is the sniffing, like the licking, the biting, the clawing, the grabbing. It's those things that we don't allow ourselves to do because they don't feel human. When we're really creatures and we're really like those very animalistic mammals that just kind of want to bite and fuck the same way that every other creature does. And I think that having played so much with primal play, it's such a significant desire that a lot of people just don't explore when they really should.
Lagnia. Guess what? I found. I don't know if you know this word.
I love words.
This
Cool.
is kinky biting. The fetish of biting or being bitten. Odaxelagnia.
Oh, I like that.
Yes, it sounds sexy, doesn't it?
Depends on
Um,
if you're whispering it in someone's ear.
nice. So, what are the best places to bite someone?
Well, I have to say nipples first.
Ah, of course.
But I do love, like, licking someone's ear and nibbling on the earlobe. It's such an incredibly hot spot, and for somebody like me who loves vampires, biting someone's neck, I mean, you can't get much better than that. It's just I have a hard time controlling myself, and I never really wanna leave marks, so
I have a hard time controlling myself, and I never want to leave marks. The struggle is real, Jade.
it
The
is.
Growl Pod says toilet paper gag slash hashtag wish list. Let's see what other people can say. Sunshine says, I say nothing kinky is stupid unless dangerous or unconsensual. Only silly and playful. We should have fun.
Absolutely.
Sunshine also says, welcome, Jade Desires. You're such an absolute pleasure to have on YKF. Yes, good question. The Lady Lioness, primal play, sensualism, very much overlap. We have this question. Hey, Mistress, you seem very cool. Would love to know what's the funniest ruined orgasm you've given and the reaction you got. Thank you, Mistress. And that's from Nun67.
Hi, Nun 67. That's again, it's so hard to answer. I feel so abundant in my the times I've ruined people's orgasms.
I feel so abundant. Every time you ruin an orgasm, you feel better.
An angel gets her wings. Um, Goodness, I think the funniest is always when someone doesn't expect me to ruin it. Like, I give them all the signals that it's not going to be ruined, and then, "Oh god, I'm so sorry." And just the complete disappointment and surprise just gets me every time.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, let's go back to the questions. Let's go back to the questions. Oh my god, I lost my space. But I didn't. I'm fine. I could do this. Subtle cues, primal. Oh, primal play, primal play, primal play. All right. The look on their face. All right,
Mm,
Jade. You tease them.
mhm.
Tease them. You do sensory deprivation, everything like that, and they find this is it's time for the denial. They're worked up. Last week I was worked up, like I was in Chastity. It was a very emotional, different time. I didn't beg. I was almost there though. I didn't beg. I was almost.
That's too bad.
but, uh, but but that look. I'm always wondering about like how I look. I don't want to be ashamed. I'm in the moments. I don't care. But I look back thinking of like, oh my god, I must look horrible. But that look on their face, please describe their face when they go into subspace, when they know that they have no control, when they know they are yours. How would you describe that face?
God, it's like almost like you can't see anything. Like, it almost seems like they're becoming one with the universe or something like that. To me, it's when they just completely lose themselves in the moment, and it's like there's that loss of ego, there's that loss of sort of even like your physical self because you're realizing mentally that there's no control anymore
Yeah.
and letting go, and that sort of just that look of feeling like lost but found at the same time.
Now, do they usually look you in the eyes, or they can't look you in the eyes?
I'd say they can't.
Yeah, yeah. I have like I get like that too. Even I could be in the most vulnerable moment and feel the deepest connection, but it's that I'm talking when I'm playing submissive. When I'm dominant, I'm looking right in the eye. I'm not locking that eye. But okay. Okay. Oh, we got a question. Intercepted into the middle of the question. I like this, PD. Good. All right. Let's say you're giving your sub a treat,
Mhm.
right? If you're kind enough to prepare a kinky treat for your sub or slave, what would it be? And this is quite PD's question.
Wow. Well, again, I think it kind of depends on the person because there's so many different things that people enjoy. Um, I'd say that one of my treats that I like to give is if I really trust the person, and they have been very good, I allow them to give me a sensory deprivation massage. So they get to feel all of my lovely muscles and, have a more intimate experience with me. But also, it kind of depends on what they enjoy because there are certain people who love feet, and I will 1000% stick my foot immediately down their throat as a thank you for being such a good toy.
Do you hear that? 1,000%. She'll stick her foot right down your throat. Stick it right down there. Like Daniel Day Lewis. Subtle cues. Subtle cues. All right. You have someone, right? And there's subtle cues. Like this is for the other dominatrixes out there, especially the new ones. What are some subtle cues you look for? Tell you someone is truly dropping into that deep, surrendered headspace.
For me, it's less of a visual cue than a more verbal cue. I am quite talkative in sessions because I love pointing out things that unnerve people all the time.
Like, can you give me an example of this?
Well, it's like when somebody
Your
comes
breath
in, like,
stinks.
"My, your eyes are awfully dilated. Are you
Oh,
excited, nervous, both?"
oh, okay.
Or if someone has, like, a carotid artery that's just jumping out of their neck, it's just a
Yeah.
lovely thing to, point out that I'm in control and observant, and God, you're really not. But I'd say that it's more of a verbal cue because I feel like most people who are dropping into subspace might be more verbal, and then they go into sort of this nonverbal space. I've had submissives where I might ask them a question and they sort of mumble something back at me. And that's when I really know. I'm like, oh no, you're gone. That's great.
All right. Role play, transformation, feminization. Feminization and transformation, they're recurring themes in your work. I'm, as you know, I'm wearing garter belt and stockings right now under all this. Oh yeah,
What color?
black.
Oh, sexy.
Mhm. So beyond the clothing, right? Beyond the aesthetics, emotionally, psychologically, the transformations. What do you find the most beautiful and powerful about all of that?
I think for feminization and transformation, it is when someone sees a part of themselves that they've never been introduced to, like made physical. They may have fantasized about it, they may have dreamt about it, they may have gone halfway. But when you get that full feminization or that full transformation into whatever it is that they have kept inside of themselves for so long, and then they see themselves. Like,
Mm.
I love doing makeup. I love makeup. And watching someone look at themselves and, the hair, the makeup, the outfit, the breasts, and they see themselves for the first time. It will bring tears to my eye. And I will get it's just so beautiful, especially if this is something that they are truly deeply in touch with and just have not had the opportunity to see.
Since you love makeup, right? When I do the whole like sissification narrative, I don't do the wig and the makeup stuff. I do whatever I'm told to be, what I've put into, right? And like the makeup and wig is not usually a huge thing in the play that we do. I was always hesitant with makeup because I always felt like it looked like I was a man in makeup, which is fine, not a bad, no big deal. But it does kind of originally kind of take you out in a way. So looking at my face,
Mhm.
what kind of advice would you give if you were gonna do me? Like, what kind of colors would you use? What do I need that, and then what I don't need? Do I need new? Do I need new eyelashes, Jade?
It depends on what you're looking to do. I feel like for a lot of men, like color corrector is a huge part of it.
Yeah.
Because if you have that 5 o'clock shadow, you have to have some pretty like decent cover up. Um, the what do they call it? I'm going to be the worst person when I say this because I
Foundation.
can use it, but I don't know what it's called. The color corrector, the highlighter, the contouring is huge for men.
Mm.
And that's where it's like if you go to, say, a Sephora and just ask them for like a little makeup tutorial. And they're wonderful there. Like, and they do men all the time. I've taken men to a Sephora to have a full makeover. And then we feminize them and go out to dinner, and it's lovely.
So
Um,
okay, take us through that. What you take them to you take them to Sephora. Are they usually received?
so I'm going to be completely honest here. It's like so nerve wracking. It's incredibly nerve-wracking. I am perfectly
Imagine.
fine because I do a lot of homework for myself. I'm never going to do anything public with someone where I don't feel as though we're both safe in some
Mhm.
you're always going to get people who are looking because it's something different. So you have to be prepared for that. I am an absolute mama bear and I will stare someone down if they are staring too much. And I make them feel very uncomfortable. But the folks at Sephora are incredibly lovely. They work with all sorts of genders, and I've never had an issue there whatsoever. And it's lovely because they'll actually be a lot more supportive. And they'll let me stay there, and I'm just like, yes, do this color. It's going to be great.
And how does the person in the chair, the man in the chair, what is like the typical reaction?
So nerve wracking. so nerve-wracking, but it also adds a lot to the excitement.
Oh God, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
you know, because you're there. I feel like a lot of times, like when you've taken somebody there, they're like blinders. They're just looking at themselves in the mirror and just the
Mhm.
person who's doing their makeup, or me, nothing else. And that's perfectly fine. You know, you were sort of meditating on what's happening, which is quite lovely. But it's similar to going out with people where, you know, people are always very worried about doing things out in public, but how often do you actually listen to other people's conversations? And if you have, you know, have you ever said anything?
Okay, so going out, they
Mhm,
go out, to Sephora, and I'm sure like by that, once they reach that hurdle,
mhm.
they're relaxed now. They're already out. They came out. There's no putting the toothpaste back in the tube, right? They're already out. They got the makeup on. First of all, are there any? Does anybody ever regret and like want to take the makeup off instantly or anything like that? Do you ever get that?
No.
Okay.
They might feel too much who knows? They might feel too much pressure, but
Too much pressure. Well, what's the dinner like? So now they went to Sephora. They feel, they have you to guide
Mhm.
them, to keep them, make them feel safe, and they go out to dinner. How is that? How would you describe the energy there, as opposed to Sephora?
I'd say it's very exciting. Again, like I do a lot of homework to go to places where I know there are folks who are cross-dressers who go to these restaurants and who are always welcomed there, and other people who just don't care. Don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah. One thing that I've learned is that most people, and I'm not
Yeah,
telling anybody to go out in public. I'm not condoning going out in public. You don't force your kink on anybody.
no,
One thing I do realize is that most people are too wrapped up in their own BS to care about your BS.
yeah.
So it's really sad. I don't mean to be crass, but it's true. Oh, Jade, we both love the community. We both love our people. I love
Mhm.
that about you. You could tell that it shines right through you. And you travel. You travel all around the world to these kink events, and they clearly fuel your growth, right?
Yes.
So let's talk about that aha moment, right? What's a big aha moment from these travels, from these events, from the kink community, where you get an unexpected connection, or that you've lost, that you haven't had in a couple, you know what I mean? Some either a person or an inspiration or something like that. What's an aha moment, or like, oh my god, I should be doing this, or something like that, from an event, from a kink event.
Well, I have to say, like, one of my favorite events is always DomCon. Um, it
Mhm.
I had sort of a revelation aha moment this past year where, I love DomCon. They do such a lovely job trying to really educate not only professional dominants, but also the community. I will say I love them, but they don't always do a good job of letting people know that it's not just for professional doms, but it's also for, like, the community. And they have wonderful classes that are taught by amazing people, and it's one of these things that this past year, seeing all the people who really come together to pull it together, to
Mm.
educate the community, how important that is because we don't really have a lot of, good connective events where folks are taught good ethical, and safe practices.
Speaking of safety, right? Massachusetts scene has unique challenges. They have blue laws, etc., stuff like that. So, how do these constraints in Massachusetts make your sessions feel more intimate or creative? Basically, how do you deal with the challenges?
I mean, the challenges are there regardless, so you kind of just go with the flow. I think that, you know, it's like any laws, they're not necessarily going to shift things because we live in a very puritanical world in a lot of ways. And, you know, our world is still very taboo, um,
Mm.
despite all the movies that are coming out about it. I think that it does make things feel more exciting and more intimate in that very taboo way. But it's the same, I think, in any state, you know, there's plenty of laws elsewhere that affect it. You just do what you do because you love it.
Yes. Do what you do because you love it. Let's talk about some personal reflection. Right? You protect your energy fiercely.
Mhm.
You value one thing that you really taught me through knowing you. I value the willingness and the genuine submission, genuine dominance, but genuine submission over just like being a brat. You know what I mean? Or just it's kicking you. So protect your energy. We talked about this before. So these days, what's one boundary you've strengthened recently?
I think one of the boundaries that I've strengthened is really more with myself than anything else, and that's really understanding where my bandwidth is. Because it's much like that rule on airplanes where you can't really save other people if you're not saving yourself.
Mhm.
And so it's being aware of my energy and ensuring that, if I can't be there 100% for someone, then I don't want to be there because I want to
Yeah,
make sure that we're having the best time. And if I'm not my best self, that feels like I'm, robbing us both of the best time that we can have.
I almost see it, and this is going to sound weird, but I almost see it like a musician or an artist. I never want to put out a bad record, right? Right. I don't want to put out a bad book. I don't want, so I want every session to be good. Every connection to be good. You know what I mean? Oh, that's the way I do it. Okay. Now let's see. Here's a question. Here's a whimsical question. If the future brings you one new skill or one new toy or just one new kind of connection that can level up your alchemist side, what would excite you the most?
I'm going to go ahead and say two things
Okay.
because they kind of go together. Um, I would say that the skill that I want to work on this year is my suspension skills. You know,
Ooh.
they're very rudimentary, but they allow for so much more exploration. Um,
Come to Jersey. We'll help you out with that. Seriously, we got shout out to Briska and the Mischief Manor. She's an expert at it. She's great. You two would get along great. Oh my god.
oh,
You two will be on a show. We'll do the Jade Desires Briska rope suspension teaching class.
love this. I'm actually going to an event at the end of the month called Tethered Together, and I'm hoping to learn, a few more
Oh, that sounds
skills.
cool. All
Um,
right, new sensation, not the NXS song. What's the sensation, texture, temperature, sound that you're currently obsessed with these days?
it's usually always electricity. I love electricity. It's one of those things that, I feel like so many people are afraid of. And it's a very, yuck, yuck, polarizing experience for a lot of people.
Okay,
Uh,
yeah.
but it is one of those things that if you have the right tools to engage, um, I enjoy surprising people, one, that they don't always expect it to feel what they think it's going to feel
Mhm.
like, depending on whether you use a violet wand or a TENS unit, and then the different kinds of toys that will go with a violet wand versus, again, a TENS unit. And I think people take a lot more than they expect they will, which I always find very exciting.
People will take more than we expect them to. Teleportation kink. Well, I don't know what this is. No, I totally do. Teleportation kink. It's not what you think. It's teleportation kink. There's one kink event in the past or the future that you could teleport to right now if you could,
Oh
what would
God.
it be?
Right now, probably Winterfire.
Oh, what is that? I'm not familiar with that one.
It's a Dark
Like
Odyssey.
Hellfire? What?
What's that?
Is it from the makers of Hellfire?
No, no, it's a Dark Odyssey event that happens in, I
Oh,
believe it's Maryland.
okay.
Yeah,
Yes, shout out to Dark Odyssey. Yeah, shout out. See, this is what I love to see, Jade. All these people going to events and people doing stuff.
oh my God. It's a really like lovely event and it's a very play heavy event, which I like, and
I
very
like that.
edgy play.
Oh, we should. You know what? How about we go up there and we cover it for the for White Calf?
Yes.
Superpower redo. superpower remix. Remember, we have the stand question. If you could have any superpower, I've asked you that already, right?
Mhm.
And last time you chose Mystique. You chose morphing into Mystique as your superpower you'd use in the kink, right? Okay, that's great. But if you could have a second superpower, especially to use in sessions or parties, what would it be, and how delightfully evil would you be with it?
Oh, well, I mean, I guess it kind of still like affects, it's kind of along the lines of morphing in some way, but changing my hands into different things.
So wait, where's my glove? I have this glove that has a different like
Is it
let's
like a alien finger?
no, every finger, right? I gotta find this thing. If Sunshine, if you're watching, come upstairs and get it for me. 'Cause I can't leave. I'm the host. But yeah, it's a rubber glove, like a thick rubber glove, and each finger has a different sensory things on it, right?
Yes.
So you, oh yeah, you can have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, the glove, you could be. That's very superhero-y. Yeah.
Imagine it could be ice, fire, a giant dildo.
Hmm. All right, so you educate people on kink too. There's consultations and everything like that. Now, with all this education that you're doing, right? With all here's your testimonials, your sweet nothings, right? Put those on the screen. With all those education that you're doing, right? All these people you're talking to, what are some new misconceptions about BDSM do you encounter more?
I'm not sure I run into like new misconceptions. It's mostly kind of like the same old, same old. I would say within kink, I think there's a lot of misconceptions about what BDSM is and can be, because of just stereotypes. And like I'm teaching a class on role play at Tethered, and I've taught it at DomCon as well. But sort of this idea that to me, role play, everybody thinks, oh, I have to act and whatnot, and we role play every day of our lives.
Oh yes.
We're different people with different things, and coming into kink, it's about play. And, I'm not dominant 24/7. I have different roles in my life. And while I'm more toppy, generally, that's not the only part of my personality. And I enjoy exploring, silliness, sexiness, strictness in varying ways. And I think in the BDSM community, people look at it as silly instead of it being like, it can be silly, but it can also be a lot of other things.
Oh yeah.
And if you lean into that role play idea, it actually allows you to sort of let go a little bit more than just being like, well, I have to be dominant all the time, or I have to be, submissive all the time, and letting go of those stereotypes.
And look, Sunshine just handed me this.
Yes, yes. I had one though. It was like an alien hand. It only had 3 fingers.
It was an alien hand with only 3 fingers. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. This the
Much
pleasure poker.
fingers.
This is the pleasure poker. All right, I do this. I've done this before though with you. I'm gonna take it up a notch.
I'm
Jade,
ready.
let's you've been going to events. You've been going to events and you're spreading the education. Now let's say you could have your own event. You have endless resources. You can go anywhere in the world. You can have any class you want. What is your ultimate kink event fantasy?
Oh God. Honestly, it would be a bunch of dominant women, with a lot of submissive women, and a lot of men serving the submissive women and the dominant women.
That sounds good to me.
And it would be very sexual. The men would have to be blindfolded and sensory deprived. They would be just, mere vessels for our desires. But
So they'd be blindfolded and so they can't hear or see. Also, right?
hearing's fine.
Hearing's fine. With smelling.
It's a tease. Smelling's fine. Just
Smelling and hearing's fine, but they
yeah,
can't.
but I think they would either have to be like, tied in some way where they're holding something for us, so they can't really move.
Like they could be like tables for hors d'oeuvres.
Yes.
Yes, human table hors d'oeuvre tables.
Or lights.
Okay, and speaking of that, PD asked about toilet slavery. PD, do you enjoy toilet slavery? Do you enjoy toilet slavery, Jay?
Um, I enjoy
Who enjoys
I do enjoy it to
toilet
a point.
slavery?
I'm not into brown showers, but I do enjoy golden showers, and I enjoy, folks being willing to be my toilet paper dispenser because that just brings me so much joy.
That's true. So technically, that is toilet play if you think about it.
It is, but that's kind of the limit of my toilet slavery fantasies.
You know my main rule, Jade. You know my main rule, and I stand by it. I'm pretty good about it. Never waste a dom's time. Never waste a dom's time.
Oh.
So just help. We got to help out the community. What are the biggest red flags you spot these days?
Oh, God. Typically, it's somebody who just clearly has not read anything about you or, whether or not you'll be remotely, compatible. I have been incredibly lucky to have come to a point in my career where I really truly only work with those who I am, compatible with, and I think that's something that I really see now is folks who are, follow me on FET or send me a message there or via email without having, 1, looked at my website, looked at my interests, and will simply be like, "Oh, can I be your slave?" At which point, I will not respond because I've made it very clear, like, unless somebody has given me enough, content, again, that they've read something, that they seem or that we seem at least remotely compatible, that's a huge red flag.
I'm looking at this map. For those who are just listening to this, you can't see it, but for those who can see it, there's this map, and it shows all the places that Jade has been going to. The world is a beautiful place, Jade.
It's
Which
gorgeous.
one holds a special place in your heart? The
Which of
most,
these?
yeah, the most special place in your heart.
God, I'd probably have to I'm gonna be really lame and say Massachusetts.
Good, that's your home. There's nothing wrong. It's your home. You gotta love your home. It's beautiful.
Yes, I
Shout
love
out to Massachusetts too. Shout out to Boston. Shout out to everybody in Massachusetts. Keep kinking out there, everybody. All right, rapid fire kink advice. I got some new ones. Jade.
Oh.
Rapid fire kink advice. Okay. You're topping someone new, and midway through, they start pushing boundaries that weren't negotiated beforehand. What do?
Oh, I call red.
You call
Like,
red. No yellow, red, right?
yeah. No,
All
top skin
right.
all red.
You're out.
Yeah, I'm
You're
done.
out, buddy. You go cry alone. All right, rapid fire kink advice. All right, a sub met someone else in line, wants to give them all of their money. What do you tell them?
Oh, no, don't do it.
Rapid fire kink advice.
Please
Rapid,
do your homework. Don't give somebody money immediately.
rapid fire kink advice. Rapid fire kink advice. A sub just keeps on talking about politics that you do not agree with. How do you?
You are welcome to keep talking about this subject, but it will not be with me.
All right, rapid fire kinkster, kink advice. A fellow kinkster, not in your dynamic, keeps pressuring you and others to prove their submission by doing risky public play or sharing nudes without clear consent. What do you say or do?
Oh, say that's completely inappropriate and, unethical behavior, and, if you don't curb that, you're gonna be thrown out of the community real quick.
Damn right. AI and kink. How you been involving with AI, Jade?
I'm a Luddite or Luddite, whatever, however you say it. I understand AI has its uses, but I am very much a person-oriented individual, and I love the soul that, people put into their work or play.
Would you rather? Would you have to choose one or the other? You can't choose both.
Okay.
All right.
I can't be greedy.
You slowly break down a confident sub, where you start off with someone willing and easy to shape.
Willing and easy to shape.
Willing to shape. Okay. Would you rather? Jade? One or the other? All psychological or all physical?
Psychological, for sure.
Would you rather? Would you rather a detailed plan session or something spontaneous?
Spontaneous.
All right. Would you rather? I think you've answered this one before. Sensory deprivation or sensory overload?
I love sensory deprivation. It scares people.
It does. It does. Now, self care. We were talking about this last time too. Self care rituals every day. You say that you do yoga every night before you go to bed.
I do not do yoga. I meditate.
You meditate. I'm sorry. Yeah. Thank you for the correction. Every day I meditate in the morning. Maybe at night. I don't know. I'm looking to improve always, right? I have my own kind of discipline, my repetition, my thing going on, right? I don't look at my phone, I don't like I get, water, don't look at my phone. A lot of self affirmations from like the Shaolin monks and the Buddhist monks and stuff like that.
That's
But
fantastic.
and I work out, right? And that discipline helps me, especially the self affirmation. I look into the mirror and I'm like, I have to accept myself for the day to set my own narrative.
I have to say, I love your quotes on FetLife. So,
Oh, thank you. That's the stuff I said every morning to myself. I'm saying it to myself. I might as well spread it out there. Thank you. So, Jade, you have this light that just shines from you. I mean, I love speaking to you. My father died like recently, last 2 weeks ago, and you're the first show that I'm doing it with, and I'm honored to have you on the show because of the connection that we have and the comfort that we have with each other. So that means you're doing something right inside, right? That means something's going on. That all you got everything working in this machine of your body, your mind, and what are your self care rituals?
well, first of all, I'm sorry to hear about your father, and I really do feel very honored to be here. It that brings my heart a lot of joy. I'd say that my self care rituals generally are being around people who bring me joy, and really only engaging with people who fulfill me in some way. Being aware of my bandwidth, getting enough sleep, murdering myself at the gym so I feel strong. um, and just generally like hanging out with good people. I don't know. I'm really, really blessed in life to have some incredible friends and, good family and a very supportive system. So, I think those are all really healthy ways to keep me, vibrant, I suppose.
Without a doubt. All right, we're gonna play the Make It Better game. All right, this is a growl game. All right, but every game is different. All right. The point is of the Make It Better game is I take an already situation, right, and we make it better. Yeah, I ask you, what can you do better? It all started out with I had a pallet wrapped at Mischief Manor. I was pallet wrapped. I was locked in Chastity, guard belts and stockings. That's it. Pallet wrapped to a St. Andrew's cross, right? How do you make that better? How would you make that better?
Pies.
Pies. All right. The perfect example. You won the game already. All right. This is a new one just for you. All right. The Make It Better game. You have a sub who you know and trust and can really truly depend on. They're locked in Chastity and they're tied to the bed. Sensory deprivation, headphones, ears. They can smell and breathe totally, but their arms are restrained. You could use let's say a straight jacket. Yeah, let's say a straight jacket, but also the legs and the ankles are restrained to the bed for hours. You have them there all hours of the day for a couple hours. Let's say 3.
Okay.
You can go in and out. You've been in and out. You had lunch, came back. It's already a good setup. So he's a very lucky boy. How do you make it better?
Go to CrossFit and come back and sit on his face.
See, you're a problem solver. The kink community is always evolving. What trends and changes in the BDSM world are you excited about right now?
Oh God, I feel like I'm so out of touch with like new trends or changes.
That's why I'm talking to everybody here this way.
I would say that I do like that I'm seeing far more kink in mainstream media. And I think that it's becoming a little bit more acceptable.
Mhm.
I like that certain events like Folsom Fair are growing, that I'm seeing a lot more folks who are new going to events than I
Mhm.
have in the past. That makes me excited because it makes me feel like people are kind of coming out of their cocoons and getting over some of their fears and really like getting into the challenge of exploring things, which is really hard. It's incredibly
Yeah.
hard.
It took a long time for me to really kinda come out as a kinky person, like full form, and I went hardcore. Alright, what platforms are giving you love these days?
I am on Loyal Fans, and I'm going to say I try to post at least once a week. I am trying to be better about that because I do love audio files. I love getting inside people's heads. Um, I am on Twitter, otherwise known as X, Instagram, Blue Sky, FetLife. Um, those are probably the main ones besides my website. I don't get on much social media. I try to like go on, like post things and then I go away. It's part of my self-care.
Music break. What song makes you say to yourself, "I have to dance"?
Thrill Again by ZHU.
Let's talk about orgasm now a little bit. I have a couple questions I had made specifically for you, but let's start off with my generic one. Are there any new or fun ways to deny orgasm?
Oh God. um I don't know. I really enjoy lately using more like what is it, like the sleeves on the Hitachi because they're so intense.
Yeah. Yeah. They're great.
And like the denial just seems like that much more intense. I just
Because
love doing an entire like hour and a half to see how long someone can last.
oh my god. And what's interesting about the Hitachi, right? You're using a machine,
Mhm.
so it makes it that much more impersonal. You know what I mean? Okay, orgasm denial. No. Orgasm denial. In your experience, how do you handle the tricky balance when a sub denial starts affecting the real life mood? I was in Chastity, like after for like the last week, and for some reason, I think it's after like because the emotions with my father, loss of my father, and the pain and grief, and all this stuff, and just all this other stuff going on. I don't know. It's just it kind of affected my attention.
Mhm.
Right? Affected my attention. I mean, of course, I was focused on her, obviously, but I was more focused on her, nothing else. I was like, oh my god, I keep on thinking of her ass. It like hones me into like this hard cock locked dripping madman, who has to kind of keep his cool throughout the whole day. You know what I mean? Um, so how does it affect your sub's real life moods in everyday life?
It depends on the person, because some people can be challenged to be more mindful of how it's affecting them, and to help them refocus in some way. Some folks, they need a break, and it just kind of depends on where they're at and, what is the gravity of the situation that is affecting them in some way. And sometimes it's just like sort of a pivot, like instead of it being a physical thing, does it need to be an emotional thing or a mental thing? Or does it need to be, vice versa in some way? Um, it just depends on the person. It's kind of hard to answer because everybody comes at it from such a different place.
You mentioned ruining orgasms as a way to make your day. It makes my day. That's what you said. What's the art, right, of the perfect ruined orgasm in your book?
God, the perfect ruined orgasm is really like when you really tease for a very, very long time and um, tell someone that they're going to be able to orgasm. if they really, really like do a good job and really like I feel like they're really in it, that they're really, you know, pleasing me in this way, and at the very end, just denying them. I really love that pure denial. And
Pure denial. That sounds like a fragrance. That could be the name of it. Pure
I
denial.
think that should be the name of my first fragrance.
Pure denial. Oh. Do you have any in stock? No. Right. So
You're
if you're
gonna
gonna
be my
choose,
brand ambassador.
if okay, ruined. All right, I gotta put that orgasm denial. All right, if you're gonna choose one of the most important things out of this list about orgasm denial, what is most important? Timing, technique, the psychological aspect, or the setup?
God, I'd say psychological because it kind of, you know, encompasses all of those. But if I had to choose one of the other ones, I would probably say timing, because timing
Alright.
is so psychological.
It is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what? It sucks. Like my OCD. Oh my god, my OCD kind of kicks in because like timing is everything, right? And
Mhm.
you remember when you come, where you come, what's going on when you're coming. You know what I mean? If there's a movie playing, you know, all that's all that's important.
I love how in it you are.
Oh, I'm in it. All right. Here's a question I didn't even think of, but I think it's good. What's one of your favorite ways to build that long-term psychological edge?
I'd have to say that that is one of the again, it's sort of like very tailored to every individual. Um, I would say though that it has to be little things that you drop from time to time, like little conditions. Um, if you were conditioning someone to your pleasure in some way and again, like kind of being like, well, this brings me pleasure. And you get that psychological edge of, well, I really want to orgasm or I really want to do this, but I also really want to please my mistress. And pleasing me means, you know, me saying no. And so it's always choosing me over them. Um, and that is like such psychological torture in so many ways because I think I'm pretty good at developing devotion. Because I adore like my toys and my pets, and I love like how much they adore me and how they want to please me. And you using that to my advantage is
Yeah,
such a great like psychological edge.
it is. Now we're gonna get serious here for a second. If you get serious,
Very serious.
BDSM burnout. Do you ever
Mm.
feel like you get burned out? What do you do when you feel that way?
God, I've definitely had BDSM burnout. I'd say actually like towards mid-year last year, I was going through a little bit of it myself, and it was mainly related to the fact that I wasn't taking enough time for me. You know, I love BDSM, and it is such a like huge part of my life. But sometimes it's like I just need a little quiet time in front of the TV like anybody else, and like, you know, binging Game of Thrones or some other nerdy thing, and just to truly relax. I'm a very physical person, and while I love being on the go all the time, and a lot of people tell me to slow down, it really is like you just need to know when you need to slow down.
Yeah. Yeah, I walk that line because like after the transplant, there's a part of me that's like, you have to live now. Do it now. You're gonna die any second. You know, like seriously, you're not promised tomorrow. But at the same time, it's like I just got over a liver transplant. It's 3 years ago, but I'm still getting there. I'm still, you know. So that means I have to tell myself, no,
Yeah.
don't go. No, no. You know what's good? Napping. Napping is great.
Well,
You
and
know?
it actually allows you to really enjoy, like, the things that you do instead of it
Yes,
just being, like, a constant burn, you know?
yes, yes. All right, rapid fire recommendations. They don't have to be kink related. but they always kind of end up that way somehow. All right, recommend a film.
Oh God. Sanctuary.
I haven't seen that.
It is kink related. It's a
Ooh,
really good one.
gotta check that out. I've recently, speaking of kink movies, saw Pillion with Alexander Skarsgård.
I want to watch that.
He's a gay leather daddy in it.
Mhm.
There's a Japanese movie called Safe Word, which we've been getting a lot of play here. It's not the American Safe Word. This is a Japanese movie. I think it's 2022, and it deals with like a K-pop person who moonlights as a dominatrix and then embraces her kink side. Fucking great. It's so good. Let me put it this way: it's such a good movie that we paused watching it. We've only we never sat and watched the whole movie in its entirety. And it has a plot and it's official. I'll just leave it at that. All right. Rapid fire recommendations. Recommend a book.
God. We Who Have Never Known Men.
Oh, I'm not familiar with that. I haven't known that book.
It is a weird book. It is not satisfying, but it will make you think.
Okay. All right. Understand. And of course, please, these are out of print. So if you have a copy of this, a physical copy of this, you better hold on to it. Your kinky friends, you can get it on Kindle though. Yeah. And I'm working on my new book. All right. Recommend a television show.
The Good Place.
That is great. The ending of it, did you see the whole thing?
Yeah, one of the best endings I've ever seen.
One of the best television series finales that I've ever seen. I cried. I was like, I gotta revisit that. That was a great movie. That was a great show. All right. Recommend a meal.
Oh God. This is a tough one. I mean, I'm going to be so boring here. I'm going to say, well, actually, you know what? I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to say a fresh pasta with creme fraiche and caviar.
Oh, that sounds great.
It is really good.
Recommend a song.
Thrill Again by ZHU.
Okay. Oh, you know what time it is? Word association game. This is a word association game. Let's see if we have anybody in the chat giving us any words. Come on. First of all, yeah. Safe Word and Pillion are both amazing. Completely different. That's true. All right. Word association game. You ready?
I'm ready.
And if you remember that we have a jar as well. Word association game. All right. Denial.
Tease.
Ruined orgasm.
Fun.
Face slapping.
Ooh, exciting.
Spiked chastity cages.
Deserved.
Silicone chastity cages.
Boring.
Glow in the dark chastity cages.
Different.
Funny chastity cages like Pokemon or Mario mushrooms.
Adorable.
Metal chastity cages.
My favorite.
Rubber gimps.
Super fun.
Did you notice I had to spell out GIMPS because YouTube wouldn't let me spell out rope suspension.
Fly.
Knives.
Blood.
Wax.
Pour.
Public cuckolding.
Hot.
Spitting.
Mouth.
Splashing.
Chest.
Snow.
Bare feet.
Transliches.
Oh, delicious.
CEI.
Oh, love it. I'm sorry. In your mouth.
JOI.
All the time.
All the time. All you do all the time is do jerk off instructions.
Yeah, that's it. And then never come.
No wonder you have so many friends.
I told you.
Where are we? All right, we've come to the end. We've come to the end. Scat.
If it's for you, it's for you.
If it's for you, it's for you. All right, we did rapid fire recommendations. I don't know why I have this twice. I do want to give a shout out to Stasha. What an amazing woman.
She's incredible.
She is. All right. What's one thing you hope listeners take away from hearing you today? Whether it's exploring kink for the first time or haven't done it in decades.
I say explore. It's a scary thing. It's incredibly scary. Find someone who is a safe person, whether that's in the lifestyle or professional.
Mhm.
Um, I'm in both, but I love good professionals who can really, get you to accept a lot of really amazing things. But do your homework, make sure they're the right person for you, make sure they're not scammers, but explore. You only live once, and playing is so fulfilling in so many ways.
I have a question now for you. This is not scripted. Well, a lot of this is not scripted, but still. First of all, happy Valentine's Day, Jade.
Thank you. It's my favorite holiday.
Did you do anything romantic for Valentine's Day?
I did. I did. I went out to dinner with my partner, and then I spent some time with a lot of my sexy friends yesterday. So, you know.
Oh, can you tell us anything juicy?
Only that there was a lot of naked people in a hot tub.
A lot of that's good. All right, that gives us something to think about. A lot of naked people in a hot tub.
Yes, and I told my friend, I said, because I walked up with my bathing suit on, I said, I'm only taking it off unless somebody helps me.
Nice. Wonderful. What
With
any
their,
Valentine? What?
with their teeth.
With their tea? Oh, of course. Of course. So, all right, we have a whole year till next Valentine's Day. And you said Valentine's Day is your favorite holiday, right? So, for anyone listening out there, they have a year to prepare.
Mhm. Who doesn't love a holiday about love?
What suggestion would you give them? They got to write it down. They should write it down right now because Jade is telling them they should do it next Valentine's Day. What should they do?
Ask me what I want.
That's good. Yeah.
I'm very decisive, and I know what I want. There's no guesswork here. It's easy.
So yesterday, right? I have a question for you. I want your take on it. Yesterday, I love independent theater, like the waiting for Guffman, stuff like with the sets falling apart in the mid scene and stuff like that. There's always sound problems, light problems, but the hunger's there. I love that. I really do. Even when it fails and they keep going, it's great. This last night went off without a hitch. So we go to this place, it's a cafe theater. It's in Jersey, and they do this short thing called Love Bites, right? And I believe it's 4 stories each act, 10 minutes each story, something like that. 10-minute plays, little 10-minute plays. And one of them took place in a diner. And there's an older gentleman who kind of looks like Mr. Furley from Three's Company, or Benny, like a very kind of Benny Hillish type, like like there's always that old man in the Benny Hill that's getting tapped on the head, And he's sitting at the diner, and the waitress is the dominatrix, but is a waitress. He's an old client, or a client of hers. He comes after the rush, so it's not incredibly crowded. What if you were in that situation? If you had a job in the food industry, so to speak, and your client comes up to you, how would you react?
Oh, well, I mean, probably like I wouldn't know them. Generally speaking, I've had clients who I've told if we happen to cross paths because we know we go to similar places. I always tell them I will pretend like I don't know them unless they decide to approach me, in which case they are welcome to approach me respectfully if I am not with someone. So,
Yeah. All right. Interesting. Oh, wait, we have some other ones for the word association game. Eyeglasses.
teacher.
These will sound chastity cages. Wow, Linus is there. Yeah. Holy.
Favorite.
Favorite. Ouch. Oh my God. Oh, but I had it going through the liver transplant. I had a catheter. I had to use a catheter, and that was incredibly painful. I still am dealing with trauma from that.
I had somebody tell me that I should talk to their urologist because I'm incredibly good about sounding.
Then you know what? If you're good at it, like, are they in pain? Does it go in easy without them freaking
Oh,
out?
yeah.
Then you know what? You should you yeah, you should be they should pay you because they need it. They need good. They should I don't understand why don't they get like dominatrixes for nurses sometimes? I know a lot of dominatrixes who are nurses. They make more money doming than
It
nurses.
would be so much more fun that way.
Yeah. All right, we got some more ones. Here, check this out. Kitchen kinky tools or pervertibles.
Oh God, yeah, wooden spoon.
Wooden spoon. And the growl pod, remote control vibrators.
Oh, pussy.
Pussy, yes. Oh, speaking of remote control vibrators, I highly recommend get this out of print book. You can get it on Kindle. It's called The Coolest Way to Kill Yourself. It's my first book, and there's a whole chapter in it called The Egg, where I go to East Brunswick Mall and with a remote control vibrator, and we go lingerie shopping. Oh, I like that. I don't. Oh, I like. Remote control vibrators. Thank you, Linus, for that. Stan Vladimir says, hello, Jade Desires. What are your thoughts on AI and how is it gradually evolving and slowly replacing us?
I think it's a good tool for things that, people really shouldn't be doing. The things that are monotonous or something. But as far as, things like music and images and soulful writings, I think that's very much something that people should be doing. I'm a very person-oriented individual. And as much as I appreciate technology, I appreciate us being social creatures more.
We got another one. I knew this was coming. Greetings, guys. Have you ever sacked a guy in the nuts? This is Michael Brzezinski. When sacking a guy in the nut sack, do you prefer boots, fist, heels, barefoot, fists, or electric play? Can you sack a guy in the nuts with electric play, with like the electric thing? I guess you could sack a guy with nuts, anything.
Yeah. I'd say boots. I mean, I love a good pair of leather boots because the sound is phenomenal, being the sensualist that I am, but I also really love a good fist to the nuts.
I love a good fist in the nuts. All right, we're wrapping it up. I love. Wait, that's a quote. I love a good fist in the nuts. Not me. I'm not saying this. I don't love it.
Noted.
Yes, please note that. Oh, okay. All right. We're all looking for something. Where do you want your kinky path to take you next?
I want to do more. I want to explore more. I feel like this past year when I went through a little bit of burnout, and now that I'm back, I really want to do some more really kinky things and things that are a little bit more extreme. I need to get back to like needle play and doing more artwork needle play. But I also really just want to explore more and see more and do more. I don't know. I'm feeling very greedy these days, so I want to push my own limits, I guess.
I can call my friend Nico. She could tell you all about making a mangina with staples. Do you ever think
So much fun.
it's yeah? I mean, she could pass the torch on to you. Because, interested in new things. I think. Yeah, that's what it's all about, passing the torch.
Friends helping friends.
Friends, kink helps kink. Yes, kink helps kink. Oh, okay. We're winding it down. This is a good show. I love having you on the show. And please, everybody, go to this website, jadesires.com. It's a beautiful website. Look at that.
Thank you.
Yes. So please complete this sentence. Life is.
God, my goodness, this one's a tough one. I could get very philosophical. Life is short. Like, do kink.
And that one down too. That should be a shirt. make that happen, people. Life is short, do kink. And yeah, definitely life
Oh,
is short.
God, I wish I had said life is short, get pegged.
Life is short, get pegs. Yeah, no, that's on the back of the shirt. Where can people contact you, give you money, support everything you're doing, and also see you at events and classes and all that stuff? Where can people check to see you?
I'm pretty open. If you approach me respectfully, I always try to make time for folks who want to meet me at events. There's a great cocktail hour being hosted by one of my friends, Ms. Exotica Fox and Hedonic Fox at Tethered Together. I will be there. I would say contact me via my website, my email, FetLife. And yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty open. Just, loyal fans, if you want to look at my filthy smut and listen to me talk about filthy, smutty things. And post photos of my ass. Those places.
I highly recommend everyone go there. Just for the pictures, at least. Yeah. Jade, you seriously, I'm so thankful that you're in my life. I'm so thankful you're part of the show. You've been like a lighthouse saves ships. Seriously, like seeing, because you're an inspiration to always do better and to always, but to also feel and just, to understand the power of the word no as well. So thank you.
How does it feel?
Oh, everybody out there, please, please, please support the show. We need money. Every show could be the last. Seriously, every show could be the last.
Please
Cash App is
support
the best way
the show.
to do it. Thank you.
I'm going to send some money. I hope you know right after this.
There's also patreon.com/YKF. We have a live show. Because of the death of my father, we had to cancel a lot of shows and reschedule. We're having Valerie von Weiss coming up. Great. We had a CBT live show scheduled at the Manor with a live audience. We had to reschedule. And you know what? This is going to sound weird, but like my dad is the guy who got things done and wanted me to get things done and finish what you start and stuff like that. He fixed everything. He's like a fixer. He fixed the house all the time. He's always fixing stuff. So, that's what I could do. I got to keep going. I got to keep moving. The meaning of life is to continue. And that's what kinky people do. We continue. Read a book. Coolest way to kill yourself. Your kinky friends. Take your broken heart. Make it into art. Write a song. We need music. We need poems. For the Kink Help Kink art project. We need poems. We need anything you got. Music, poems, painting, sculpture, anything you got. Get it to us. Contact me. And you know the words. My final words, everybody. Be cool. Be kind. Keep an open mind. I love you all. Take care. Your Kinky Friends is produced by Nicholas Tannick and Sunshine Music. Please go to yourkinkyfriends.com and subscribe to us on YouTube and Spotify.
Kinky